Welcome back, nail crew. Today I am practicing my pink and white acrylic application, and I need y'all to practice with me. I don't want to do this alone, guys. I don't want to do this alone. Pause the video, get your acrylics, and then come on back. All right, nail crew, I'm trusting you guys. I'm trusting that you went and got your pink and white acrylic, and we're here. We are going to do this together. Win or lose, suffer or succeed. We are in this together. All right, so I'm using Young Nails acrylic system. It's super strong, so I do have a mask. I just have to wear a mask when I'm messing with this acrylic system because it's just strong. I don't know what to say. That monomer is just super strong. All right. So I have Miss Becky, and I'm just popping in these little practice tips. Someone asked me, do they pop out when I'm using them? Well, to be honest, sometimes they do. So when I'm using the larger ones here, like these are for the thumbs. When I use these, they stay in place pretty good. When I use the smaller ones, which is for like maybe the pinky finger, that just pops out, and I think the bottom piece is too short, so it doesn't click in place right. Did you hear how that one clicked in place? When I use the smaller ones, they don't click like that, and so they don't stay. And that's super annoying, but you know what? It's fine. I'll just use these big ones, and we will make it work. We will make it work. Now, I have this pink, and I have two different pinks, actually. One is a French pink, and this one here is regular pink. So I don't know which one to use. I'm just going to test them out. Let's just see what they look like. So I'm just going to do a couple swatches for you guys really quick so you see the difference. One is more of an opaque kind of pink, and one is more sheer. So it's really just personal preference. And as a matter of fact, you really don't even need a pink and white to do a French tip kind of style. You guys know that. You can be totally creative and do whatever color you want. Pink and blue, purple and green, it doesn't matter. Whatever makes you happy. But these are the two pinks that I'm going to use. I think I'll just do two nails, and I'll use one with one and one with the other, and then we can see what they look like together. So here is Miss Becky. I am just going to rough up the surface of her nails just to remove the surface shine. And I'm going to do that to all of her nails, get them all prepped and ready for this application. I'm very nervous. I'm nervous, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be because I'm practicing, and we're all allowed to mess up when we're practicing. I think mainly because I'm recording. I don't want any of you guys to say, girl, that is hideous. Like, I don't want to read any negative comments. So every time I'm practicing and I'm recording my practice, some of you get it and you know, hey, she's not perfect. She's a student. But then some people will be like, girl, that is just awful, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm sorry I didn't wake up this morning perfect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like people just don't get it. And, you know, so, yeah. Whew, let me move on, y'all. Let me move on. All right, as normal part of my prep, I always go in with 2 coats of my Prep and Dehydrate, and then 2 coats of the primer. And now let's get it popping. Now this is going to be weird, and some of you are going to be like, girl, you're doing it all wrong. Let me just flow with me for a minute. Just flow with me, okay? Let's just do it together. So what I like to do is use the pink first. Any pink that you want, does not matter. And I put a bead in the center where I want the top or the middle of the smile line to be. You see what I did there? So just like a big blob in the middle, and you're like, what, girl? I'm done. Now by Nikki, you crazy. But just flow with me for a little bit. This is how I start my reverse smile line. So I put the bead in the middle, and then I use the body of the brush to kind of like sweep it around until I get the smile line that I want. And then I also use the belly of my brush to pat the acrylic so that it's smooth and flat and not as thick and round and bumpy. So that way I have less finish filing at the end. So with this, because I'm not proficient in it yet, I just start with really, really small beads because I don't want to waste my acrylic, and I don't want too much of a mess to clean up at the end. So once I get my smile line the way that I want it, then I'm done. I leave that right there, and then I go in with the white. Now with the white, I do something a little different as well. I cut the tip of the nail in 2 in my brain. Like I just cut it in half, and I work on one side first, get that side nice and somewhat neat, And then I go in and I do the other side. So right now I'm just starting on the right side of the nail, and that looks pretty good to me. So now, boom, let's move on over to the other side. And I do the exact same thing. Place my little bead of acrylic and kind of smooth it into place. Just pat it and have the brush guide the acrylic where I want the acrylic to go. Boom, you see how that, I mean, it's not perfect, but I like it. I like it. If you get a little bit on the pink, all you have to do is wet your brush with some monomer and kind of wipe it off. If there's too much white on the pink and you cannot get it off with the monomer, let it completely dry and use a buffer and just buff it off. No need to panic. It is all good. So now my pink looks okay. My white looks pretty good, just filling in a little bit of a dent that I found at the tip of the nail. I think that smile line looks really, really pretty. So now what we're going to do is finish with the pink. You see that? I didn't want to do all the pink first and then all the white for two reasons. One, what if I would have messed up on the white and I had to start all over? Then I would have wasted so much pink and I would have wasted so much time perfecting my pink, and then my white jacked the whole thing up and I had to start all over. So I feel like doing it this way kind of saves time for me. So that was my first reason. The second reason is if you get a little bit of white on your pink, this way when you go back over with the second layer of pink, you could just cover that up and nobody has to know anything. So now my pink is done, my white is done, and I'm taking some clear acrylic and I'm just going to encapsulate that whole thing so that when I do my filing at the end, I do not mess anything up. If you notice that my clear acrylic right now is drying super duper fast, it's drying like that for two reasons. One, it is the speed clear, so it's not the regular clear acrylic that Young Nails makes. It is the speed clear, and this thing dries in I think 30 seconds. Like, it dries super duper quick, so you got to move really quick with it. But another reason that it was drying quickly is because it's under my lamp. Like, I have my little nail lamp and it's warm, and warmth dries the acrylics pretty quickly. All right, ladies, so the first nail is done. Let's let her dry and let's move on to the second finger, and I'm going to use the more opaque pink this time. So let's just dive right on in, exact same way, and we're going to create our smile line, the reverse smile line. That's what it's called when you do the pink first, and I kind of like this better because it gives the white kind of like a map. Like, it tells the white where to go, you know what I mean? So I like to do the reverse pink and white. You guys are welcome to do the white first if you want to. Try it both ways and see which one works better for you. This one works better for me. Just plain and simple, this one is what works for me, and I hope you guys are trying it right now, and leave me a message below and let me know which way you prefer, okay? This is my way, but let me know which way you prefer. Also, tell me what you think about doing just a little bit of the pink, not doing the whole pink, but just a little bit, doing the white and then coming back and doing more pink later. Is that weird for you guys? Is that like, does that make you cringe? Like, do you feel like I'm doing it so wrong that it just makes you want to turn the whole thing off? Because I've watched videos like that. I've seen people do things so horribly wrong that I don't even want to watch anymore, and I move on to another video. Am I giving you guys that vibe? What's happening right now? Let me know, guys. But honestly, it works for me, and it makes everything turn out nice and neat in the end. So hopefully you try it and let me know. That's all I can say. So my pink is done. My first layer of pink is done. My white is done. And now I'm going in to fill in the rest of the pink. And so I'm just doing bigger beads now because, hey, we could get a little bigger in the back. Being that I'm so far away from that smile line at this point, I feel confident in using a bigger bead. Like, I just don't want to use the big beads near my smile line because I don't want to jack it up. I just don't. So right now I'm just smoothing it out, just making sure that it's nice and crisp. because once you encapsulate it with clear, that's it. It's a wrap. If the smile line is jacked up, well, honey, you got a whole jacked up nail. So you want to make sure everything looks good to your liking before you seal it in clear. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. Now the shape needs to be touched up a bit, and we are going to touch up the shape once we're done. Here comes my clear bead. And I made it really, really wet this time because this stuff dries super quick. So I went ahead and added more monomer to it just so that it dries a little bit slower. But even still, it's still drying. It's still drying. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. To be honest, I prefer an acrylic that dries a little bit quicker than one that dries too slow, because when they dry too slow, they're running all over the place in the cuticle. Like, it's a hot mess. It's a whole hot mess. So I rather it dry sooner and I just have to work a little bit quicker. I'll get the hang of it, guys. I will get the hang of it. Catch me in about 6 months. I'm gonna be a whole professional. A whole professional. You hear what I say? So, all right, the nail is almost done. I am just making sure that everything is encapsulated. It looks good already. I didn't even file it yet, but I'm happy. I'm happy with it. All right, so let's grab our hand file and get this shape going. Get this shape popping. All right, ladies, so the shape that we're going for today is a nice, simple square shape. Nothing too fancy. All the work was put into the pink and white itself. So we're going to keep the filing simple, nice, normal, square. Boom. Voila. I think it looks good. Now, I didn't do too bad. There's not a lot of finished filing to do, but I'm going to grab my drill and just make sure the top of Miss Becky's nail is super duper smooth. Now, I know a lot of you guys are new at nails and drills and things like that. So one thing I want to point out is when you're using a drill, please only go in one direction. I know sometimes, you know, you're trying to rush and you go back and forth, or sometimes you make contact going front and back by accident. But what you want to try to do or strive to do is only go in one direction with the drill. So I try to make contact with the nail only when I go from right to left. But when I go back from left to right, there is no contact between the drill and the nail. I hope that made sense to you guys. But the nail so far looks really, really good. So now once I'm done filing, I'm going in with my buffing block and I'm just buffing that nail out, giving Miss Becky the best treatment ever. And now I'm going in with this gel polish. It is from ASP. You guys know this is just my practice gel polish. So it does have like little bits of glitter and stuff in it, because whenever I'm using glitter or crafting, this is the gel polish that I use. So there's a little bit of glitter, but I actually like it. I actually like the little glitter pieces in it. It actually looks pretty good. So this is what it looks like when we're done. I hope that you guys like this, and I hope that your nails look just as good as this. Send me pictures on Instagram. I want to see what you guys came up with. I love them. I think my smile line looks really good. I like both pinks. I know there's some people that like that really, really pink and white, and some people that want a subtle look, so that's why I did both looks for you guys. I love them. I was nervous for nothing. I think they turned out great. I hope you guys' nails turned out great too. Thank you so much, guys, for playing with me today, because I'm trusting that you guys did this with me and I did not do this on my own, okay? Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can send me all your nail looks to my social media right here. And I am going to post 2 more videos so that you can continue to rock with your girl and talk about random stuff and do some fun nail art. See you soon. Mwah.